I'm Brian, and I want to take some time to talk to you about unreached people groups and the importance of having concert of prayers on your cross-cultural mission trips. So UPG is an unreached people group, and there are 8,000 UPGs in the world, and that totals about 2.7 billion people, which is about a third of the world's population, so that's kind of a big deal. Most of these people are concentrated in the 1040 window, and at Grace we want to share with them and tell them about Jesus. One of the ways that we do this is by adopting UPGs. In a sense, we are standing in the gap between us who know the gospel and the UPGs who do not. We do this by praying, giving, going, and serving. We pray every Sunday for them at the pulpit by name. Every first Sunday of the month, we have an Interceding for Indonesia prayer meeting. We give by financially supporting the field workers who are sharing with the UPGs. We go and provide retreats for the field workers, and we serve towards the field workers, acting like they're members of our church. We also serve by having the small groups adopt individuals or couples, families who are field workers, and they correspond with them via email and commit to pray for them. At Grace, our UPGs are the Banjar, Makassar, and the Boogies, and to come in 2013, we will have a fourth UPG from India. Our goal at Grace for CCMTs is to share our love and knowledge for our UPGs to other nations. This is done through our concerts of prayer. The Banjar, the Boogies, and the Makassar don't have access to the gospel, and that's a really sad fact. We want to increase prayer among the nations for our UPGs. The big idea of a concert of prayer is that of nations reaching nations through praying, giving, going, and serving. But not everybody can go or give, but everybody can pray. And that's the whole point of the COP. We want to increase prayer among the nations for our UPGs. But something you need to remember is that it is vital to have shared the gospel with the participants before you have a concert of prayers so that they know what we're praying about and for. Each concert of prayer we recommend will last about 45 minutes to an hour, and Grace also recommends that you have at least one prayer champion who will communicate with Grace Missions to determine exactly what your concert of prayer will look like. So now we're going to go to Amy Claire, who's going to give us an example of what a concert of prayer might look like.
Hey y'all, I'm Amy Claire, and I just wanted to take a minute to explain a little bit about concert of prayer and give you an example of how this could look. You could potentially start off with some games like Red Rover, Caterpillar, or Duck Duck Goose. And the idea of these games are to have a simple game that will introduce the kids to the UPG's names and to get them excited about them. With Red Rover, you can just split everybody into different groups, and each group will be a different UPG. So there'll be a Banjar, the Boogie, and the Makassar. And one way to divide them up is to have people get in a circle and say, oh, y'all, from here to here will be the Boogie, here to here the Banjar, here to here the Makassar. And then you'll go from there. To play Caterpillar, you could have 3 different people that are it, and they'll each have like a different color bandana, and each bandana will be called a different UPG. And the kids will go around tagging people, and as they tag people, they'll link arms and go around, and eventually you'll have 3 different little caterpillars that'll kind of roaming around. So the whole point is to get them excited, introduce them to the names. Another thing you can do throughout the week is to, if you're dividing up into groups or anytime you're playing throughout the week, to give them the UPG's names, to give the groups assigned UPG's names, so that they can be interacting with the name. And while they may not know what a UPG is at that time, when you get to the concert of prayer, they will, and they'll be more excited and just be more familiar with it.
The next element of concert of prayer is explaining how our lives are changed when we receive the gospel and how others' lives are changed when they hear about Christ. One simple way to do this is through a water demonstration. I have before me 2 containers of water, which are going to represent people groups, and Jesus will be the little bottle, and then I have a fork to start with. The idea is that when we receive Christ and we hear about his love, he enters our life and it permanently changes us. But there are other people around the world who do not know Christ and who have not been transformed by his love yet. But when we go, serve, pray, and love on them and share the gospel, they too are transformed. They will know the love of Christ. This would be the water demonstration. And one way when you're doing this is the kids love to stir the water and pour, and so that could potentially, depending on the size and stuff, could potentially work with you.
The next element of a concert of prayer is to show the kids just how far away the UPGs are. You can do this using the map that has been sent with your CCMT team. You can show the kids where we've come from, where they are, and where the UPGs live. Once the kids see how far away they are and that they can't always walk or bike to the UPGs, you can help them understand that they can pray. It's something they can all do, which leads into the next element, and the next and final element of a concert of prayer, which is praying. As you can see, concert of prayer is simple and is nothing to get overwhelmed about. Each of your CCMT teams will have a kit with all the necessary materials for you to have a concert of prayer. And so whether you're going near or far, just remember your Grace Fellowship family is praying for you.
I have some great news. The good news of the gospel is now going to the people of India. Grace has adopted a 4th UPG, the Rajput people of Jaipur, India. Please continue to pray for our field workers who are reaching out to the Rajput people, as well as the field workers who are reaching to our other UPGs.